What is going on, guys? Basco Show here. Welcome back to a new Shadow Legends video, guys. Today I wanna do justice to Quintus. For me, Quintus is an amazing nuker. I've been using for 3 months every day in multiple areas of the game. I'm talking about clan boss, I'm talking about campaign, I'm talking about Mino. This guy can farm so fast, he's so reliable, and I also use him in tag arena, in classic arena, every single day. Is my main nuker, guys. Is my stronger AoE nuker in my entire roster. And I'm not talking about compared to Rotos, because I consider Rotos a single target nuker, and the same thing happened with Turbo. I'm not comparing him with Turbo because Turbo is a single target nuker. I'm talking about AoE damage. He's the best AoE damage dealer in my roster, and he goes over Leorius, Kandra, Staltus, Ethos, Folly. He is way better than all these champions. And why is it better? Because a lot of CC don't agree with this. They don't like him, they don't use him, and it all depends from the champion that you have. To me, Quintus sit in the 5th spot in my top 10 list of the AoE nuker in the game for PvP. Okay, so he's my number 5. Who are the first 4? Basically, we have Taras is probably first, and straight after comes Georgina. Actually, I believe that Taras and Georgie are on the same level, guys. These two champions are the best PvP damage dealer AoE nukers in the game. They are on pair. I can't say which one is better, okay, because they can be used in different scenarios and they are the best of the best in that scenario. And so with those two, I'm gonna say that they see the number 1 and number 2, but like I said, they are on the same level. And for me, the number 3 AoE nuker for PvP is Arima. She's a beast, you know, she countered Duchess, she's amazing. And in a long fight, you don't have any chance with her, because the longer the fights go, the more damage she does to you and the more defense she gets. She's a beast of a champion. For me, Harima is the number 3 AoE damage dealer in the whole game. And then on the 4th spot, we have Baron, a champion that is able to ignore shield and 100% of your defense with the right gear and mastery, guys. This champion can nuke pretty much anything. There are some champions that he can kill because of passive, like Rotos or Leorius, but overall he can nuke pretty much anything. Most of the time I fight Baron with my NUKER, and my NUKER just get one shot, okay? I'm not including the mythical champion in this list. I'm talking about only legendary champions, and I think these are the top 4 AoE nuker, and after that comes Quintus to me. All the other champions that I mentioned earlier, like Staltus, Leorius, Kandra, Folly, to me, they come after him. And there are 2 reasons for this. The first reason is the A2, and it's also the passive. So this champion does more damage based on the buff on the enemy team. And guys, this is a meta where you're gonna have always heaps of buffs on the enemy champions. And if you get a champion like Leorius that is gonna face a team full of buff and is gonna use the A2 or the A3, you're not gonna do much damage. But this champion with this passive can still ignore the shields, and you just do pure damage to the HP of the enemy based on the number of buffs they got. So if they have 3 buffs, you're gonna do 30%. Obviously the damage can be mitigated by passive, by masteries, but it's still a good chunk of damage. He also doesn't need a champion that can boost increased attack on him, because he put the buff himself, and he also plays increased critical damage, and he reset the cooldown of the A2 if he kills an enemy, and then if he kills an enemy with the A2, he reset the A3. So he works really well, he has a lot of synergy, and this A3, guys, is such an amazing skill. You can kill champions like Rotos, like Taras, and like Harima, like there are no issue with this skill. And guys, my Rotos with the A3 or the A2 sometimes can't kill the Taras. Taras has a passive that reduces the incoming damage by 50%, But with this skill, I usually deal more than 150, sometimes even 220,000 to Taras, guys. He's the only one that can do it. The only issue is that you gotta be careful when you use this skill. You can't target champion that have polymorph and too many buff. You gotta be careful. But apart from that, it can still be used. And also day one, if he plays for it, this A1 is one of the biggest A1 on the entire game. I one-shot like tanky champions with this skill if they don't have buff. So enough talking, let me show you what I mean. I'm in stage 63 of the Doom Tower. I'm gonna just get Sifi and Quintus. I'm gonna just show you the A3, how it interact with buffs. But first, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna boost with Sifi, and then I'm gonna use the A3, and I'm gonna show you just the raw damage. I'm gonna back out, and I did basically 242,000 damage. Okay, now let's change the scenario and let's just pretend that we go in second. So I'm just gonna put this champion to make sure I don't get stripped, and I'm also gonna get NUKER just to protect Quintus. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna basically use it once, and then we're gonna let them put some buff on themselves. So we're gonna go, and I'm gonna just do a one here. I'm just gonna protect Sifi. Doesn't really matter. Now I'm gonna do a one, but I need to check the number. So let's see, we got 14, 15, okay, around 15,000, so 60,000 damage. Then I'm gonna just do this. They're gonna put more buff on themselves. Perfect. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, now just gonna do a one with Necret, just a one with Sifi. So now I'm gonna use the A3, and as you can see, let me go on this view. So this Masha here has 5 buff. He has 5 buff as well. The rest, they have 4 buff. So these two Masha, they're gonna get 50% damage on their max HP just by the passive of Quintus, and they're gonna get 40%. So before we did 242,000. Now whatever number is gonna come out at the end, I have to do minus 60,000 for day one, and you're gonna see the difference. Let's do this. Oh my god, look at the damage, guys. Before they were like I don't know, not even half. And look at, I almost one shot them. And guys, this champion here, this champion has 8,800 defense. Those two, they have I think 10,000 defense, and the Masha, they have 9,000 defense. This is a lot of defense. This is the equivalent of a champion having like 5,000 defense plus increased defense buff in the arena. So don't think that these are just like folders. They actually have a lot of defense. It's hard to one-shot them without decreased defense. So actually this champion also stole my increase, the increased defense. Okay, anyway, let's back out and just check the numbers. So we did 242, now we did 442, so that's 200,000, but you have to do minus 60,000, so we did an extra 140,000 because of the passive, guys. This is how Quintus get the best out of his kit. You have to fight teams that know they're gonna buff themselves, and nowadays in this arena meta you have so many teams that can try to stack up buff in order to slow down you winning the fight. But guys, before I jump into the arena, let me show you how Quintus changed my account. And I'm not joking, guys. I don't want to be the guy that lie about something just to make a point. I couldn't do these things that I'm doing now without Quintus. So let me show you the run. This is Nightmare 12-6. It's the highest staging campaign that you can reach. And look at that, he just go through them, he reset his skill, and he just go again. No worries, I just go reset my 3, bam. What is it, 10 seconds, guys, for Nightmare. And this guy is built in the same way I got him for Arena. So basically one build, I can do this, so I don't have to gear any of the champions to do that. And now let me show you this. This is stage 15 of the Mino, and if we have, for example, Quintus with even 4 champions, but those 4 champions, they don't have gear, right? I haven't put gear on the champion. Otherwise, if you put gear, they're gonna slow down the run. You're just gonna go and AoE, and then you're gonna do A2, A3, and then you're gonna go at the boss. You're gonna just kill anything, guys. It's actually crazy. Look at the damage, 264, 14 seconds to farm the Minotaur, and you can, like I said, bring 3 more champions. You're probably gonna, you know, waste maybe 5 seconds because they're gonna get a turn eventually. But yeah, between 11 to 20 seconds you can do this. And before I couldn't do it because the fact that the champion reset his skills is gonna allow him to have basically the A3 every round. And now guys, I wanna show you this, the clan boss. This is where actually he gave me a massive help. It's not because I didn't have a champion to do a 1k, but I was using Kandra, and my overall gear on those 4 champions and Kandra, it wasn't the best. And against a specific affinity, that was the red affinity, this one right here, I was a 1k. I was doing around 75 million with Kandra on every other difficulty, but against the red affinity, I was struggling to get to 71 million. So I used to just run this team for the force affinity. This team can do 100 million, right? But this is the best team because you got a rare here. So you basically do the daily mission that pop up every now and then that you need to use a rare. That's why I love to use this team, because you have the rare, so you don't have to check the mission. And now, because I set up the speed of Quintus to be at the range that you need to be here as a NUKER, this is a 2-to-1 ratio clan boss team, and you need to have the DPS, I believe, between 217 to 224, I believe. I'm not exactly sure, but my Quintus is actually at 224. And now, as you can see, I don't have any issue, okay? And I'm gonna also show you the gear of every champion in a second. So I did 73.79, and you can see that my Quintus is pretty much half the damage. And look at the damage of these champions, how bad it is. Let me show you real quick. So this is my man eater. He has 3600 attack, it's not even crit cap, and he has 210 critical damage. This one here is, I think, built even worse. I have 194 no critical cap, and I have less than 2000 attack. And then I have this champion, same thing, it's no crit cap, around 200 damage, around 4000 attack. And this champion right here, he has 200 damage, no crit cap, and I have 2000 attack. So the gear that I have on this champion is crap, but I'm still able now to 1k any difficulty with bare minimum gears on those 4 champions, and that allow me to give my best gear. Instead of Meniter, I'm gonna give it to another champion that I'm gonna use for Live Arena, for example, for Tag Arena, for the Curse City. So I'm really happy that I got Quintus and I managed to do that, because otherwise I would still keep swapping around the teams when I used to get the Force Affinity boss. For me, this is a big win. With one build, I'm basically doing 4 content at least, and I'm also using it in Fire Night for a period. Now I don't need to anymore because I got a second nut, but used to be my second DPS on the Fire Night. This is his total stat, guys. You can see that he's not in Savage, he's in 3 sets of Cruel, so I'm ignoring only 50% of defense. I got him with so much attack, 9200. But I'm lacking the critical damage. I should be at over 300. I can just wait for the blessing so I can get 25% and I can go to 300, but I should technically get this one to be 20% critical damage. But I'm probably gonna do this at the end when I'm gonna have most of my pieces, the most important pieces reroll, and then I'm gonna do this because this is not bad. So I don't want to risk to get, like, you know, HP flat and then I need to keep rolling until I get something good. But yeah, this is the gear, guys. Cruel set. I don't have any more Savage available, and he's doing a lot of damage even in this build. So now let's just jump into arena. I'm gonna show you the A3, what is capable doing against teams that have a lot of buff. Now let's jump into the arena and test this team, okay? So this looks like a high resistant team. I'm gonna drop this champion. I like to showcase these champions in my videos. I'm gonna use Mitrala here. I'm gonna use Elicat. Actually, let me get rid of Mitrala and put Pydo because I need the block debuff. And I really hope I'm gonna go second here because I wanna showcase the passive, so I want them to put buff on themselves. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And we also got strengthen, shield, the stuff like that. Okay, so I'm gonna clean with Python, and now it's time for him to go. So if you have any like no super meta nuker, I'm talking about champion like, you know, Trunda, like Hefrak, Foley, Kandra, they will struggle to kill an enemy team with all this buff. Also, for example, Leorius, okay? But look at his passive, what kind of damage he does. See what I'm talking about? Like, they almost got one-shotted even if they had all this debuff. This is how crazy is this passive, okay? So I'm not saying that you can one-shot everything, but you can do way more damage than you will do with a normal DPS, okay? That's just because of the pass. And then what happens is when you use A2, if he kills an enemy, he's gonna reset the A3 and it's gonna go again. So what we're gonna do now is use it on Duchess. I think now she's gonna revive. Okay, perfect. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go again, but obviously they got the block damage, so we gotta wait, but you got the idea anyway. Let's go again against this tanky team. They have a NUKER and a Wither. I'm gonna show you one more time what the A2 is capable of, and then after this I'm gonna show you how to use the A2 of Quintus in arena, because you gotta be careful to polymorph, but you can get around polymorph. Okay, so we're gonna use the A3 now. See the damage, we one shot the two tankiest champion just because you do. Obviously they have a lot of like HP, so that 10% is actually higher than, you know, what it would be on a nuker like Kandra. Now guys, I'm gonna show you how to use the A2 of Quintus. I couldn't find a team with a polymorph bluffing on the UDK, so we're just gonna pretend that this UDK right here has polymorph. So we don't want to use the A2 on UDK. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna wait to use this skill, the block damage, and I'm just gonna use the A1. So now let's pretend that this you know, this champion has the polymorph, and if you use the A2 you would basically strip him and you will probably get polymorph, right? Because the polymorph is gonna proc for every buff that you strip. So we got 6 buff, you're gonna proc it 6 times. But I found out that if you target not the champion, that champion is gonna get stripped, and then the A2 hit UDK. So in this case we have Duchess that doesn't have polymorph, so we can target her. So we can either go with this skill. Actually, let's go with this one first. Okay, it will make sense to use the A3, right? So we use the A3, probably Duchess is gonna revive now. We're just gonna do a bit of damage to her. We're just gonna play it like nice and simple, like what you will do in a normal fight. You know, you start with the OE. I'm gonna use this so I don't get the X. So now, for example, I'm gonna strip Duchess. Look, I'm gonna strip her even if the hit is gonna get to UDK. And see, just like that, you strip the Duchess. And now you know that if you're gonna attack her with, for example, him, you're gonna do a bit of damage. And if, let's just say I had NUKER here, I could have go an ally attack and I could have probably kill her right there. But I don't have the ally attack, I forgot. So I'm gonna basically use this now. Okay, so because the UDK had the stone skin, I didn't go through the stone skin. But let's just say now I use the A2, I can actually strip Duchess and I maybe can kill the UDK. That's the whole point. I'm gonna go and try to get the cooldown back. Let's see if we can get a... Oh, I need to clean the X with Python. Okay, we don't have the skill. Okay, we can only do the one. Okay, we killed the revive. Okay, we're just gonna do that, and now I'm gonna show you again what I mean, how to basically avoid. So we're gonna target her. You check if she got polymorph, so she doesn't have polymorph. You target her, but the hit is gonna attack UDK, and UDK doesn't have stone skin anymore, so we might kill them both. Okay, sorry, you can't kill Mitrala, but yeah, you kill the UDK and you place the decreased defense on Mitrala, so now it's gonna be super easy to kill her. Okay, all we gotta think now is the Yukon. That's it. I'm gonna try and showcase this again, but this time there is not a Duchess, so basically we don't have to worry about the veil. So we're just gonna do our thing. It's gonna try and nuke us, and now it's gonna strip us. Okay, they got the block damage. Okay, I'm just gonna put the block debuff on my champion. So now, like I said, you know that this UDK has the polymorph. You don't want to use this A2 directly on him. So let's just say you want to get rid of the block damage right here on another champion. You're just gonna go and do this. You strip him, but you kill the actual UDK, and then you can go in and do something else. Okay, so this can happen very often, because even in the higher arena, not many teams use the whole squad with polymorph, so there is always maybe one or two champions without polymorph. So you target those champions, you strip them, and then you still hit the UDK, but you don't get polymorph. It might take you a couple of tries because UDK is really tanky, has a lot of buff, but then you use also the 3 on top of that, so you can eventually take them down. And now let me showcase Rotos. I love to go against Rotos with Quintus, because Quintus can literally just one-shot him. You don't need to do a double hit. It's just a one single target from the A2, and you just deal 100,000 damage to him. I'm gonna show you right now. The only gotta do is we have to do a bit of setup, because we gotta George it. So we're gonna use him. And then we need to make sure that we place a block debuff, right? Because otherwise we're just gonna die from the bombs. And for this I'm gonna use I guess Mitrala, right? I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna try and basically clean the bomb of Nishak. And so here we go. Let's see what happened. Yeah, it's super fast. Okay, perfect. So basically UDK protect my whole team. Even if he would have killed my UDK, this champion here is able to save one of your allies, so there's no way that my UDK would have died on his first turn. So I'm just gonna clean the bombs now, and I'm gonna show you how you can pop. I'm actually gonna do this. Okay, I'll stun them. So now, if Roto has more than 50% HP, you can't kill with a single hit, but look how much damage that he can do. 119,000. Ignore the passive. That's why you're able to go through the 50% HP. And this can happen also with Taras. If we get Taras in the next fight, I'm gonna show you how you can kill Taras in one hit without too much of a problem. Alright, lucky, I found a team with Taras, and I can't really go with the setup without using an OP champion like Sifi, because I got the issue of Madame Seri. If Madame Seri strip my team and then Taras go, it's GG. So I need to actually go first, and I think I can go first with this team because he put Python on the leadership, so I think these champions are not built super fast. So we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna basically polymorph Madame Series, and then we're just gonna protect the team with the block damage. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we got few champion with stone skin, so I'm just gonna do this, and like I said, I'm gonna transform Madame Series into a ship, and now yeah, I'm gonna put block damage, and I wonder if I can kill Taras now, because unless he has reaction. Let's see, look at the 128,000 guys. So if the passive would have proc, I would have done, you know, around 64,000 damage to him. and you know these Taras, they have 100,000 HP, so it would have survived, right? And then you know Pada would have like get his HP back up, you know, and then it would have been a tough fight. But Quintus doesn't care about the passive. Look at him, 128,000, and he's just dead. And also I didn't have increased attack. Okay, so imagine if I had increased attack, we're probably gonna use it again because yeah, it's gonna get revived. We're gonna keep the 8-3 for now because actually I wanna kill him again and then it's gonna get revived. But the thing is, wait, why did he have all the HP destroyed? I don't have the blessing. I think because you destroy the HP based on the damage that you do to him. Okay, that's why. Yeah, it's never gonna come back with full HP now because I did too much damage on him. So yeah guys, Quintus is the Taras killer. Without increased attack, I did 128,000 damage to this Taras and he had 93,000 HP. So my Rotos wouldn't be able to kill him with the 3. I'm pretty sure about that. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I show you the build. I'm gonna show you the mastery actually. These are the mastery. I went with critical damage, not with this one here, because otherwise I would be at 254 critical damage. So I'd rather boost my damage and make sure I always do a good amount of damage instead of having the randomness to do this, because the A2 guys is able to kill anything. Okay, the only scenario maybe where you can't kill a champion is that, for example, Mariska plays the strengthen and you have like, you know, Buster plus strengthen, they can't be removed, and you have a champion with like tons of like HP. I'm talking about, you know, 120 plus the bosses set on top of it. Maybe in that case you're not gonna be able to, but like 49 times out of 50 you're gonna be able to one shot whatever you attack with the A2, so you don't really need this skill. But if you want to build Quintus with your best nuking gear, just go for high damage, and if you already have the high damage, just get the health masher, and then the rest of the mastery are pretty straightforward. I went with this one because I use him in dungeons as well, and also this one for the dungeons. But if you want to build him for specific for arena, just go maybe with this one and then go with this one as well. You can get this one to do more damage with the 1 or when you kill an enemy with this skill. So at the moment I just went like that because that's the one I need, and if I need something else one day I'm just gonna put it on. Yeah, like I say, it's fully booked. I got Lion Cage because I want to have a chance to don't lose my buff. If he doesn't lose the block debuff, they can't put debuff on him, so it's gonna do tons of damage. It happened so many times that the lightning buff doesn't let the enemy team strip my block debuff, so I'm not gonna get CC and things like that. Let me guys know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that I'm giving Quintus too much credit? For me, like I say, is the number 5 best AoE nuker in the game that we have right now. So if you disagree with me, please let me know and maybe tell me in the top 10 that I mentioned before where is that, okay? Because I know I didn't include like Hefrak in the top 5, or like Kandra, Leorius, you know, Arik, Staltus, but for me he's better than those champions, but he's still behind the champion like Karima, Baron, obviously Taras and Georgid. So please let me know guys, and drop a like to this video if you enjoyed this content, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and I'll see you soon with another video. See ya.